What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video. I haven't filmed in a long time. Weather's been kind of crappy. So I figured today is the perfect time to make a video of the top 5 reasons why I bought my Evo and why you guys should have an Evo as well. So to start out, my number one favorite thing about the Evo is that it's not a Subaru. No, I'm just kidding. I know you guys are triggered. But my number one reason is actually because of the 4G63. Now, the 4G63 is a very iconic motor in the JDM world. Now, whether you guys want to get an Evo to make like 300-400 wheel, kind of like this one sits currently, you can make all the way up to like 1,000-1,100 horsepower out of this motor without a ton done. I mean, most people go forged internals. This car you can make so much power with. Now, most of you guys have seen this car previously, but for those that are wondering, this car makes right at about 420 to 430 wheel horsepower with some very simple mods. So these are corrected numbers, guys. I don't know if you can hear me, but 400 foot-pounds of torque at about 429 horsepower. Now, I do have a Billet 20G turbo sitting right down there, just slightly bigger than factory, 1050cc injectors, a little bit of an upgraded fuel pump. I have cams, head studs, but overall this is a very simple setup, and it's making 400 wheel very reliably all day long. Now, to get 400 wheel horsepower out of a lot of other cars like the Focus RS, like Subarus, I mean, 400 wheel horsepower isn't that hard to make out of a Subaru. It's much easier on the 4G63. Now, I actually have a buddy you guys have probably seen. It's an Evo 9 MR, completely stock bottom end, built top end, that's pushing about 650 wheels. Stock block 4G63 making over 600 wheel horsepower. I mean, that's just unheard of. All right, so it got a little windy outside, so I figured I'd bring it in here. But the motor on these cars are absolutely insane. I mean, these cars are absolute monsters. Like I said, I've been 430 wheel for 6 months now, and I've had zero issues whatsoever. I run fully 85 and I've had no issues. So honestly, for the money, I don't know what car you can get that's a better value. Now, this brings me to my second favorite thing about this car, and it is the price. These cars hold their value so well. If you guys want to get into a car that's not that expensive that you can make a ton of power with, this is the best platform. That's why I sold my Focus RS. A lot of you guys were triggered that I did, but this car is so much more capable than the Focus RS would have ever been, than a Subaru would be. I know there's some Subaru people that are going to be triggered by this video, but the 4G63 is just king in this car, and for the price that I paid for this vehicle, you just can't beat it. Now, if you guys are new to this channel, you guys don't know how much I paid for this Evo 8. So I bought this Evo 8 basically the way it sits, same wheels, same setup besides the turbo. It had an Evo 9 turbo on it at the time that I purchased it, and I paid $7,000 out the door. What? Now, it's a very rare thing to find an Evo that cheap. If you look hard enough, you can find Evo 8s for like $12,000 to $15,000 in decent condition. They are such a good value for the money. Now, if you do get the MR, you get the bad transmission, but this happens to be an Evo 8 SSL, so the Sun Sound and leather, so you get the nice 5-speed in here, and I absolutely love this transmission. I can bang gears all day long and have zero issues. So that's my third favorite thing about this car. The transmission in this thing is perfect. Now, as far as I know, the previous owner did not upgrade the transmission, didn't have it rebuilt or anything like this. So this car has about 120,000 miles on it, and the transmission is still bulletproof. It doesn't grind any gears, and I've really had no issues with the transmission so far. So, I mean, rowing gears in this thing is just too easy. Also, there's something about this interior that I just love. It's so simple, and honestly, you don't need much more. I mean, you can have a radio. Some people delete that. You've got your AC, your heat controls down here. You have your steering wheel and you have your dash. I mean, it's a very simple interior. And honestly, when you're in a car that's meant to be a driver's car, you don't really care about the interior. Now, I know this is still kind of an old JDM piece of junk. The interior is a really nice place to be. And these seats are so comfortable. I love these seats. My biggest complaint about my old Focus RS was I didn't fit in the seats. Now, this was supposed to be leather seats, but whoever had this car previously previously swapped these in, and I forget what trim these come in, but they're the blue on black bucketed Recaros, and they feel really good. They're not too tight, they don't hug you all that tight, but they feel really comfortable. Now I will say, if you ride in this car for like 2 to 3 hours at a time, it gets a little bit uncomfortable. For just daily driving, like, you know, 30 minutes to an hour at a time, it's honestly the perfect vehicle, and the seats feel really, really comfortable. Now, like I had stated previously, these cars can make so much power. So I'm planning on doing a full build on this here in the near future. This car is fully paid off, so I'm basically just saving up to build the entire motor and get, you know, the turbo kit and all of that good stuff, and I will have to get bigger injectors, a bigger fuel pump, stuff like that. Honestly, it's only gonna be, well, I say only, but it's gonna be like 13 to 15,000 to fully build this car to about 800 wheel, which is really what I'm shooting for. And if you think about the initial purchase price of $7,000 and then you justify the 13,000 to build it to 800 wheel, this car will be a supercar killer for right at about $20,000. So I really don't know what car you could buy for about 20 grand all in. I'm sure stuff will break here and there at 800 wheel, which will kind of suck, but kind of comes with the territory. But I mean, what car can you spend 20 grand on that will be 800 wheel pretty reliably? These 4G63s 6 to 800 wheel are pretty reliable. I've heard most people don't break a ton of things. Now I'm sure I'll have to get the transmission rebuild. This should make 800 wheel pretty easily. So if you guys are interested in seeing an 800 horsepower build on this Evo, I've been very torn. I thought about going out and getting the new Corvette C8. I thought about getting a GTR, but then I'm like, I have an Evo that's paid off. Why not just build that? But I don't really know if you guys would be interested in watching it. If you guys are interested in watching me build the Evo 8 to about 800 wheel, you guys will have to let me know down in the comments below. Now, something about this interior is just my favorite place to be in the world. No matter what kind of day I'm having, if it's a good day, it's a bad day, I come out, I hop in my Evo, and life just gets better. Now, you guys have probably seen the new steering wheel wrap. This took me a very long time to do, but I really think it cleans up the steering wheel very nicely. It's kind of like a boring leather from factory. This kind of makes it look a little more race car. Kind of matches the gauges and the dash. But overall, this is just my favorite place to be in the world. This car handles amazing. It's still on stock suspension and it handles so well. Now, I might have the hookup on a nice set of Fortunatos here in the near future, so I'm super excited. I think I'm gonna go with Fortunato 500s with Swift springs. So I'm so excited to get those installed. But that brings me to my fourth favorite thing on the Evo 8, and that is the looks. Now, there are so many different things you can do to this car. You can wide body it. You can put all the carbon goodies on like I have. I do have a VIS carbon fiber trunk, which is very, very dirty, but it's very beautiful. It has the nice little duckbill on the spoiler. Really love the way this car looks. Now, a lot of people hate on the silver Evos because the Apex Silver is one of the most common colors on this car. I think someday I'm gonna wrap this. I don't know what color. If you guys have suggestions, let me know. And it's really dirty right now, but it still looks super good. Now, I also have the VIS hood. I did not purchase this. This came with the car. Same with the trunk, but overall it looks so good. Headlights are blacked out, which I think cleans up the front end a lot. There's so many different things you can do to the Evo. You can wide body it, you can bag it, you can make it static. So many different variations to this car. It's very easy to make these unique and customize them to your liking. So I kind of want to go back to a stock trunk and do like an APR wing setup on it, just to have a big wing. I might do different wheels, like coilovers are coming very soon because I need some good coilovers, especially if I'm gonna go ahead and track this season. So my fourth favorite thing about this car, like I said, is the looks. I think this car is so beautiful. The car suits me very well. I love the way it looks. Every single time I come out into my garage, I'm like, ooh, is that mine? And I'm like, yeah, it is mine. What's your guys' favorite color on the Evo? The carbon fiber with the silver looks very good. I also forgot to mention, Evo 8, the stock bumper doesn't look all that great, but this car actually came with an Evo 9 JDM rear bumper. Very dirty, I know. I should have cleaned it before I filmed the video, but this is the first nice day we've had in a long time. Now, my fifth favorite thing about my Evo 8 is the overall driving experience. This is the most raw, fun car I have ever been in and or driven. Power with the 20G turbo basically comes on instantly and it pulls all the way up until 7,500, which is where we have the red line set. It is such a fast car and so much fun to drive. My only thing is, don't buy an Evo 8 if you want to pick up women, because this car just picks up dudes. I'm sorry to tell you, it picks up dudes, not chicks. So overall, I am just so in love with this car. Sorry for the lack of content lately. There's just really not been anything to film. I haven't gotten any new parts and the weather has been absolutely trash. It's been like 20 degrees degrees, snowing every other day, so I can't come out. I can't film any videos, can't film any street racing, anything like that. But overall, I love this car. I have huge plans for it in the future. I'm really torn between staying with the setup I have now, which is about 400 wheel, very reliable, or if I should just say screw it, go full send and make it 800 wheel, because this thing at 800 wheel with some stickier tires, I think would be one of the scariest, most exciting cars out there. And this is one of those cars that I don't think I will ever sell. I love this car so much. I got it for such a good deal, and I mean, I could go out and buy the C8 Corvette, but I don't know if it would be as much fun as I have in this thing. Now, I know it's old, it's got a lot of miles. You really just can't go wrong with an Evo. So if you guys are new to this channel, you guys are looking at purchasing an Evo 8, I cannot recommend this car more. I do have an Evo 10, it is the MR, so it does have a dual clutch. I'm not the biggest fan of the MR. Like, I like the car, but it just doesn't really do it for me. My fiance loves it, it's her car, so she drives it mostly. This is kind of my baby right here. If you're looking at a 4-cylinder turbocharged car that's all-wheel drive, you can't go wrong with an Evo. They hold their value insanely well. They drive amazing. They're very, very reliable. At least in my case. I know some people have a lot of issues with theirs, but knock on wood somewhere, nowhere, I have had no issues. So if you guys are looking at an Evo 8, go get one, because this is the best car in the world and I will never, ever sell it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. I will have some Fortunatos coming for this very soon. So if you guys also want to see the 800 horsepower build on the Evo 8, let me know that as well, because that is something that I really want to do. If you guys aren't gonna watch it, then I really don't have a reason to film it and or do it. That's something you guys want to see. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video.
I like everything about you.